y'all? Welcome to PopDotComix. I'm JoJo coming at you from the Mojave Desert. I'm actually on my way back to Vegas from Cali. I had a nice little family reunion this weekend, so that was a lot of fun. Really tired though, but I really wanted to talk to you guys about Shazam. Sorry if there's a little movement on the picture, guys, but there's nothing I can really do about it, seeing as I'm on the road and I want to put both hands on my steering wheel as I talk to you guys. But yeah, going back to it, I did get a chance to do a Shazam review on my channel before I left because things got a little crazy at work and I had to prep for this trip. So, you know, I thought I would do it while on the road. I've done that before for my thoughts videos, and I feel like it's a good way to spend time on the road. So guys, thanks to an early screening provided by Fandango, I was able to go watch Shazam last week, and oh my goodness, guys, I cannot rave about it enough. That movie was such a thrill ride. I had a great time in the theater watching it. I'm not going to give any spoilers, obviously, because I know a lot of you have not seen it yet. And you know, that's kind of tough for me. Usually I just like going right into the spoilers, but you know, it's not even out yet, so I can't do that to you guys. So I'm going to make this a little bit of a quicker video, and not just because I can't go into spoiler territory, but also because I don't have too many gripes about it. It was just such a fun, like, feel-good movie. So as you know from the previews, we follow this young kid named Billy Batson, who was a bit of a delinquent. You know, he's an orphan, he's looking for his mom, and he gets adopted by a really stinking cool family. And that's something I really enjoyed about the film, was the fact that they emphasized the importance of family, and that you don't always have to be blood related to be considered family, or, you know, be a part of that support system. Especially this day and age, you know, it seems like it's been getting harder and harder to just like sit down as a family in general and, you know, have that quality time and that FaceTime with one another because of all these other outside distractions like social media, phones, video games, computers, you name it. And I just think that's a really important theme that younger kids can watch and maybe think about, you know. So yeah, I thought that was really awesome that they kept bringing that theme back to the forefront in the mix of all this other action that was happening. And that's another thing. I loved the action in this movie. Like, it felt like you were on a roller coaster or a ride, like, just amazing, very good special effects. So I did feel like the costume was a little over the top at first, but it's something they actually address within the movie, which I thought was hilarious. I won't tell you how, but yeah, it's a good time, guys. Like, the jokes were on point, and even that at first I was like, oh man, I hope all the funny moments weren't put into the previews, because that's the way it was kind of going. Like the first act, it was just like, oh, I know what they're gonna say at this moment, but you don't have to worry about it, guys. A lot of those jokes that were used in the preview were just in the first act, so there are still a lot of other jokes later in the movie in acts 2 and 3 that are definitely just as enjoyable. So there you go. And can we talk about Zachary Levi, guys? That guy killed it as Shazam. He was just so spot on. You really felt like he was actually a younger kid trapped in a man's body. It was hilarious. And oh man, they played on that so hard. There's so many scenes where it's just like, oh my god, just so ridiculous. I feel I want to go into it, but I can't. This is so hard. How do you guys do non-spoiler reviews? Ugh. But yeah, I mean, what more can I say? A lot of the ancillary characters were just awesome, very likable. The villain was on point, I thought. We could have used a little more backstory when it came to like the magic aspect of it all. Like, I would have liked to have bit more about it, but for a first movie, it's enough to make you curious, and I'm sure they'll go and dive even more into it in upcoming films. So fingers crossed. I mean, the movie is gonna do great, so I don't think that it'll just be a one-off movie. They're probably going to do several sequels, I would assume. I didn't watch it in 3D or IMAX or anything like that. I just watched it standard, and it was fine. It was awesome. I also thought the movie got better and better. Like, not that it was awful in the beginning or anything, but I felt like I already knew the story and what was going to happen because of the preview. The preview really just like gives you a good synopsis of it all, without giving away too much, which I really appreciated, because you know what happened with BBS. Like, they pretty much gave away the whole movie, so that was disappointing back then. So I feel like DC is definitely learning from their mistakes in the past, and yeah, and I know that, you know, people say, oh, it's good that, you know, they're changing their tone now, and it's not all dark and gloomy and all that, but I don't really think the tone was ever a problem. For me, it was some of the writing, but I mean, I've always been a fan of the DCEU movies. Like, the only one I really didn't like was Suicide Squad, and some of those like moments in that movie were likable even still. So I don't know, I guess to each their own, but I never really thought these movies were horrible. So for me, they just keep getting better and better as well, because like now that's like 3 hits in a row, right? Wonder Woman, amazing. Aquaman was fun. I wouldn't call it amazing, but it was fun. And then this one I liked better than Aquaman. So yeah, they're just on the up and up, and I'm really excited to see what else they come up with. So yeah, definitely recommend, guys. Take your family, take your friends, go multiple times, because we need to be supporting these superhero movies as comic fans, you know, just because honestly, the movie industry really helps boost our comic sales as well. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't write off the movies just because you think they suck or they're not following the comics. Like, even if they don't follow the comics story-wise, they help comics overall. So yeah, support your local theater. So anyways, and your local comic shop. Alright guys, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, give me a like or subscribe, or both. I don't hate it. You could also catch me on Twitter and on Instagram at